say, welcome to Innovate 2011. I'm Naveed Anwar, head of the community for X.Commerce. What a great looking crowd. There are over 3,000 over here in the room today, and many more joining us live on X.com. Hi everyone.
Hey.
On behalf of X.Commerce, I want to say thank you for spending your precious time this morning with us. I have never been so excited about commerce as I am today. Shopping has evolved in ways that weren't even possible years ago. And of course, technology is in the middle of all of this. You all know this. You see it every day. Whether you're a merchant, a developer, or an entrepreneur. You're living through these changes. But at the end of the day, we're all consumers. And as consumers, we're finally in control. We've got the access to the best prices, best information, best inventory, right at our fingertips. Anytime, anywhere. You all see this change, and merchants have been telling us, guys, we need help. Because you know, in order to win in today's retail, it's not about who can invest the most amount of money and who can have the best location. It's about keeping up with the pace of innovation and getting ahead. It's about having the tools and capabilities to respond and get ahead and keep up with the trends. And that's why we're here today. Innovate is all about sharing the best ideas and best experiences and giving you the technology to get ahead and sell more stuff. We've got 2 amazing days in store for you. Great keynotes, 50 technical sessions over 7 tracks, great exhibits in the expo hall, and by popular demand, our VC speed dating is back again with the leading VCs in the Valley. Thank you. Check out our cool and interactive conference app. It will make finding sessions and breakouts very easy for you. You can download it from this URL, also from the Android Marketplace, and of course, the Apple App Store. If you want to tweet today, and I know most of you will, please use the hashtag Innovate2011, and the Wi-Fi for the conference is XCOM, no passwords required. By the way, our sold out XDev Camp is on Friday, and for those lucky ones who got in, make sure to hang around and attend the camp on Friday. It's going to be exciting. I don't know about you all, but when I go to conferences, the best part for me is meeting new people. That's what my passion is, connecting with new people and building communities. So let me just emphasize that today is a start of a collaboration. So make sure you connect with someone, share your ideas with them. X.Commerce is a platform, but it's also a community. And our community is growing and thriving with over 850,000 developers in the ecosystem. As our community flourishes and grows, it's important that we get your feedback. Tell us what you think, what we can do better. You will see a lot of the changes that we've made this year are direct feedback from what you gave us last year. Let me also mention that we have over 300 of our engineers over here at the conference. Make sure you connect with them. Don't be shy. They'll be the men and women in black and white. Now let's get started. You all know that support from the top really, really matters, and it is critical. John Donahoe has been a champion of developers at eBay Inc. since he became the CEO 3 years ago. And we're here today because of his vision of a truly open commerce platform. where the best technologies get together with the best ideas. So before I turn it over to John, let's watch this video.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome President and Chief Executive Officer of eBay Inc., John Donahoe.
Morning! Morning, how y'all doing? You awake?
Yeah.
Yeah, great. Well, let me just echo Naveed's welcome to all of you. We really appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedules to join us for this couple of days. And I think, and I hope, that you come away as excited and inspired as we are about what's in front of us. You know, one of the real pleasures and privileges of my job is I get exposed to so much of what's going on in the commerce and payments world. Because eBay sort of sits at the very epicenter of what's going on. And I don't know about you, but I see an enormous acceleration of the pace of change and of innovation. Do you see that? Yeah. But you know what? The more I reflect on this, the more I think that it's more than just that. I believe that we are at an inflection point. We're at a period of time when we will look back and say, you know what? We were right on the cusp of transformative change. And in particular, I'll make a prediction, a somewhat bold prediction. I believe that we will see more change in how consumers shop and pay over the next 3 years than we've seen in the last 15. More change in 3 years than we've seen in 15. Let me tell you why I say that. You know, we've tended to think about offline and online. The offline world in commerce is retail. It's an enormous industry all over the world. Retail's been here for decades and decades. And frankly, retail, offline retail, really hasn't changed that much in the last 10 to 20 years. And then 15 years ago, e-commerce came along. And obviously, e-commerce has grown explosively. But it's been a fairly distinct experience from offline retail. Well, here's what's changed, and it's changed in the last 12 to 18 months. And this device has done it, the smartphone. Let me ask you a question. How many of you have been in a physical store in the last 12 months, pulled out your smartphone and used an app like Red Laser or Milo to find something, and then bought something in a physical store while on your smartphone? Right? That's happening all over the world. The lines between online and offline are blurring. And they're blurring faster than I think any of us would have imagined 12 short months ago. And what that's doing is it's expanding the opportunity for innovation. 12 months ago, I would have stood here and said, eBay competes in e-commerce, and e-commerce is a $325 billion market. It's 4% of offline retail, and we think that will double or triple to be 10, 15, maybe even 20% of offline retail someday. Well, over the last 12 months, consumers have changed that perspective. And they've changed it the following way. Today, almost half of all retail transactions, a consumer accessed the web at some point of their shopping experience. Whether it was researching an item, or trying to figure out what it is they wanted, or finding the specific item, or buying it, or paying for it. Consumers are taking the E out of e-commerce. And today, it's not about e-commerce or retail, it's about commerce. And so the playing field, the landscape for innovation has just grown enormously. It's now a $10 trillion opportunity. And as we think about this future vision, this future of commerce and how it's going to change over the next 3 years, here's what we see. First and foremost, the consumer is in charge. Consumers now feel like they've got a mall in their pocket. They expect shopping to be brought to them. And what's interesting is the very nature of shopping is changing. Shopping's no longer a separate activity that consumers do. Shopping is getting woven into their everyday lives. We see this at eBay. It's interesting, over the last 2.5 years, eBay mobile apps have been downloaded more than 50 million times by consumers all over the world. And this year we'll do almost $5 billion of volume on the eBay mobile app on the smartphone. And we'll do over $3 billion of mobile payments volume with PayPal. But here's what's interesting. When we look at that, consumers aren't just starting to shop on the mobile phone and finishing it. They're using it as a tool. Consumer may start shopping sitting on their couch at home or standing in line at a Starbucks. Then they want the freedom to decide, I like that. I want to go find a store and try it on. Or I may go into the store and decide I want it shipped at home. Consumers are expecting shopping to be brought to them. At eBay, we talk about consumers want to get what they want, when they want it, and how they want it. And that is what's driving this revolution. Now, this is having profound implications for merchants all over the world. Large merchants, small merchants. I can't tell you the number of conversations I've had with retail CEOs over the last 12 months that goes something like this. John, we need to go multi-channel. No longer is it enough for us to have our physical stores and our website and maybe a catalog. We need to get to consumers where they're starting their shopping experience. John, demand generation is changing rapidly. We just got a couple of people to figure out how to buy Google AdWords to drive traffic for our website, but now the web's driving foot traffic. And we have to figure out things like Groupon and Living Social and Facebook and Twitter. The web's now driving demand in a retail environment. This one I hear a lot. John, we have to go global. Retail's always been a very local phenomenon. You marketed and sold to the people that lived around your store. Now these retailers want growth. They want to go global. They want to go cross-border. And this is not just true in this country. Everything I'm describing this morning is happening all over the world. I was in Germany last week and had the largest German retailer say they want to go global, and for them that meant coming to the US. And last but not least, what these retailers are saying is, we need more data about our customers. You know, it's interesting, an offline retailer knows exactly what products they sold the day before. And they may know how many customers came in their stores. But many of them don't know who those customers were and what they bought. And they realize they need that data to compete in this new world. So simply put, here's what retailers are saying. We're retailers. We love to focus on delighting customers. We're not technology companies. And yet technology is going to play an enormous role in our future. And so what they're saying is we need help. eBay, we need help. And to all of you, they're saying we need help. So you know, at eBay, we were blessed 15 years ago to sort of be right in the midst of the creation of e-commerce and online payments, and we've been part of helping to shape that over the last 10 to 15 years. And once again, we find ourselves at the doorstep of a transformative period. And once again, our mission is to help shape and drive that future. Simply put, eBay, and I'm talking about eBay Inc. now, our whole company, we enable commerce. Our single-minded purpose and focus and mission is to enable commerce. And specifically, we want to enable consumers to get what they want, when they want it, and how they want it. And we want to enable merchants of all sizes to compete in this new commerce environment, and we will not compete with them. Now we're going to do this through our three core businesses that you're familiar with, eBay and PayPal and GSI. But I'm not here to talk about those today. I'm here to talk about what I consider to be our fourth core business, the one that sits underneath the other three, the one that acts as a foundation and can help stitch together the capabilities, our external-facing platform. Now I want to just take a minute and trace the history of the external platform at eBay. You recall that 2 years ago, we were the first payment system in history to open up to third-party developers. And at that time, I said to all of you that after 10 to 15 years of focusing on two sets of customers at eBay, buyers and sellers, you, the third-party developers, were now our third set of customers, and you were essential to our future. And you said at that time, you liked that, but you wanted more specific ways that you could build things and make money. And so last year, many of you may recall, we stood on this very stage and demoed some really innovative mobile apps and digital apps that embedded PayPal, embedded payments deeply in them. And again, you said, we like it. But you also gave us some really important feedback last year. You said that if you want us to help you build exciting innovations and businesses, that payments, you wanted more than just payments. You said payments is just a functionality. You said that you wanted the full commerce stack. That's what you needed. Well, we listened to you. It was also consistent with what we were hearing from merchants and consistent with what we were saying in the market. And so over the past year, we've been hard at work on expanding our vision for our external platform. And today, I am very excited to announce the launch of X.Commerce. X.Commerce is the world's first, X.Commerce is the world's first open commerce operating system. You can call it an open commerce ecosystem, an open commerce operating system, an open commerce stack. What it's intended to do is bring together the full suite of commerce tools and services and opening them up so you, merchants and third-party developers, can build businesses and drive the kind of innovation for consumers and merchants to make this new commerce environment a reality. And I'll tell you, I feel this more than ever before, you're going to play an important role. Because the more I listen to merchants all over the world, and the more I see how consumers are behaving all over the world, I know that no one single company can provide all the solutions. Retail is a huge, complex market, and they need different solutions by geography, and by vertical, and by type of sector. And the only way we're going to be able to do that is work with you so you can unleash that innovation. Now, Matthew Menching is going to come up here in a minute and expand on our vision of X.Commerce and help bring it to life. Before he does, I just want to say 3 quick things about X.Commerce. 1, we intend to help build the full suite of commerce tools. And we'll either do that through acquisitions, and you may have noticed we've made a few of them in the past year. But these were acquisitions intended to find platforms and tools and technologies that could help enable this commerce future. And we'll continue to make acquisitions, or we'll partner. You'll hear about certain partnerships today. Full commerce stack is what we're intending to build. Second, we intend this to be open. PayPal was the first payment system that opened up 2 years ago. We're opening up eBay in ways that we've never done before. We'll open up GSI once the next technology platform, V11, gets launched next year. Magento was open from the beginning. What an extraordinary capability. How about it? How about Magento? Huh? A real shout out. Our company is learning a lot from the Magento team. They're an important part of this effort. Acquisitions like Ware, Milo, Red Laser, they're open today. We're buying them and opening them up. We believe the only way to accomplish this future vision is making it open. And then last, we want to make this easy. We don't want this to be a loose collection of assets you have to work hard to get. In fact, at dinner last night, I had a third-party developer and a merchant tell me, it's just too complicated. I got too many places I have to go to build these things. We want to make it easy. We want to have you be able to come to one place to be able to get the platform and services that you need. So let me wrap up where I started off. We are at an inflection point, an enormously exciting time where consumers will change how they shop and pay more in the next 3 years than they have in the last 15. eBay intends to enable commerce. That's our mission. That's our purpose. We'll do that by creating compelling consumer applications that allow them to get what they want, when they want it, and how they want it. We'll do that by partnering with merchants, not competing with them. And last but not least, we'll do that by partnering with all of you, by opening up the X.Commerce platform so that you can provide the octane for innovation that's going to be necessary for this new commerce environment. So I hope you enjoy the next couple of days. I hope that you're able to take away what you need to be part of this revolution. Thank you, and please join me in welcoming Matthew Menching to the stage.
Toughest challenge is trying to keep up, trying to understand their needs and how they're purchasing and kind of trying to predict their behavior.
You know, there's always a new device, there's always a new way, and in a lot of ways, consumers expect us to be there.
We have to react a lot more quickly, so our technology has to be able to adapt more quickly.
Because of all the new initiatives in e-commerce, it is changing for us.
It's really forcing retailers to step up and engage in a lot of different places that they never had touch points previously.
Consumers are pretty fickle these days. They have a demand and they want you to satisfy their demand, and if they don't, they're going to move on to the next vendor or merchant or things like that. So we have to react very quickly to those people.
What we're trying to do is really keep up with the consumer because they're changing faster, and we're trying to keep up with them.
Technology is just accelerating the way we do business.
Technology is very important. It really is improving the customer's shopping experience, making it easier and cheaper.
Well, obviously, mobile is a big thing, and people are trying to figure out how to do social selling.
Retailers now have new channels and new means to connect with those customers and have conversations with them rather than just marketing at them.
You have to be accommodating with that technology. Sure, you provide consumers the best, easy solutions so they can do the purchasing experience.
We're always looking for that magic potion to help the merchant be more successful, sell more, because if they're successful, then we're successful.
We all know that the best purchase is the frictionless purchase, the one that a buyer really doesn't have to consider.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Vice President and General Manager of X.Commerce, Matthew Menjering.
Thank you, John. All right, you've heard it from John. Retail is becoming this platform game. With technology, you're either in or you're out. Developers and merchants need a full commerce operating system where people can come together. Now, it's not just a platform, but it's a fabric, a flexible, interwoven fabric that pulls all of these pieces together. It's all of the tools with none of the constraints. This is a developer's dream. And it's my dream too. When John asked me to build this at the beginning of this year, I jumped at the chance. Now, I want to tell you guys a little story that happened last week. I'm a father of 5. My daughter calls me up and she says, "Dad, I need a fleece for a hiking trip." Of course, it's an emergency. So, it's kind of more of a nuisance than anything else. I pull out Milo and I look to see which store has a fleece closest to me. And it's a Sports Authority that's near my house. So I get there and I pull out the phone. I start taking pictures of the fleeces she was asking for. I'm sending them back to her. We're chatting over the iPhone. She's on the laptop, trying to look for things. And we finally find the fleece she wants. So, take it home, show it to her, and what do you think happens? She's a 13-year-old girl. She hates it. The stripes are all wrong. This one's not going to fit. I can't wear it. So when I'm dealing with this, I'm just one of billions of the consumers out there. And my shopping experience, it's not perfect, and it's certainly not built for me. But luckily, I'm not just a consumer. I'm a coder. So my code brain just starts working, and I'm thinking about this a lot. I'm thinking, I don't need fuzzy pictures. What I need is the ability to just take a picture of an item, it automatically gets interpreted into a 3D high-definition resolution, gets sent out to her so there can be no doubt that this is the right fleece. I started to think in code. And I know I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one out there who walks into a store and just thinks, man, if I could code this, I could make it so much better. But I'm also aware that not everyone thinks this way. A lot of people are mystified by technology. The merchants I talk to, they see this amazing future, and they want to get there as soon as possible. But as the commerce space just explodes with innovation, there's no way a merchant can integrate all of this technology separately, one by one. They need the best technologies in the world in a central meeting ground. One that has the elegance of a single solve, but the openness that the developers want. And that fulfills my dream. This sort of commerce meets technology ecosystem, that's X.Commerce. X.Commerce is the most complete set of commerce capabilities in the world. There's just nothing out there that even comes close. With X.Commerce, if you can think it, you can code it. And the best part is that it is completely open. Now, open's a lot more than just open source or some semblance of open architecture. It's serving the multiple customers that we have out there. It's giving them the flexibilities they want and the choice. Open is as much about respecting the merchant's brand as it is respecting the developer's independence. The X.Commerce fabric is the pub/sub model, and it allows you to write once, and if your application or service is viable, it's going viral. And you can distribute to everyone on a global scale. And the ecosystem itself, this is the way that you can distribute and get yourself in front of hundreds of thousands of merchants worldwide. And these merchants need what you all are building. We're talking about the big merchants, the small, mid-sized, mom and pop, online, offline. We're talking about the entire set. So, we have some demos we've prepared for you today. We hope that this will illustrate it and bring this to life. And we're going to begin with the first one. Now, when we work with these merchants, one of the ones that really comes home to us, and I think faces the biggest challenge today, is the neighborhood store. It's that mom and pop who have to compete with all of these online retailers that are huge, as well as competing with traffic from the store just down the street. They have to drive foot traffic into their stores, and they have to build sales. But they don't have a lot of money for technology. We found a store that fits this description exactly. It's a store called Soccer Pro, and they had these exact same issues. At X.Commerce, one of our goals is to help merchants like Soccer Pro to grow, as well as merchants of all sizes. So, we took it as a challenge to do an extreme makeover. We wanted to make Soccer Pro an internet retailer. So let's see it now.
Today on Extreme X.Commerce Business Makeover, we meet a business that knows all about achieving goals.
I started selling off the back of my truck soccer shoes, goalie gloves, shin guards, jerseys. I realized I could open a business, and I did. I met Gilbert, and he proposed to open a bigger location.
I love soccer. I mean, it's me, it's the passion that I have. It's always been in the back of my mind to be in business.
Our dream was just to have something for our family and be our own boss.
But with big dreams come harsh realities.
I think we're falling behind just because of the economy is not helping.
We came on board with no experience whatsoever owning a small business, and it's been a challenge.
We're technology-less, we have no technology whatsoever, nothing.
Good morning, Soccer Pro! Can our Extreme X.Commerce Business Makeover team bring in some technological innovations to help them score big with their customers?
The innovation starts now!
It's a small business. We need to be on the web to be able to compete, to be able to get the customers to our doors.
Having a website and having people access to our inventory, and of course that's going to grow our business and it's going to put us back on our feet.
Let's do it! This transformation will impact every aspect of the business. Can the X.Commerce technology save their business, or will their dreams get a red card?
It's going to change for every part, even locally. I mean, once they know what we provide to them and recognize us, I think this is going to be a big change.
We'll find out right now on Extreme X.Commerce Business Makeover.
All right. Let's get this extreme makeover started. But first, I want to introduce you to a dear friend and the head of R&D of X.Commerce, Ray Tanaka. Thanks, Matthew. It's great to be here today. Ray's going to help us with some of the demos today. With Magento as part of X.Commerce, you'll get your storefront in a box. It's going to include a hosted storefront in the cloud with software that's in use at over 100,000 merchants worldwide. Magento has taken the mystery out of the storefront. Magento comes with all of the basic needs that merchants need, but as you'll see, it comes with so much more. And setting up your store is far easier than you think. So let's show you now just how easy it is to load your inventory. Hey, Carlos, do you have your inventory with you? Hello, Carlos. Thank you. Carlos, the owner of Soccer Pro. Why don't we give him a hand, folks? Ray's going to simply open up the Magento store. He's going to click to import all of Soccer Pro's inventory. So as you're watching this, Carlos's inventory is being loaded up and his online store is nearly complete. Now you're seeing a developer's interface here. We didn't try to perk this up at all because it just shows you that we're focused on the developer's tools, making it quick, simple, and easy. Already done? Fantastic. See, that's easy. So if we look at this now, he's online with all of the complexity of accepting payments, tracking inventory, reporting, and analytics. So after spending some time, and we've loaded this inventory,